The tennis prodigy does it again and wins yet another ATP Masters 1000 event. If you're not on the Carlos Alcaraz train, you should definitely get on board because he's just getting started. After his most recent success of winning the Barcelona Open with ease, the young Spaniard manages to keep the ball rolling and wins the Mutua Madrid Open. There's something special about winning a title in your home country, isn't there? Let us see what it is that Carlos has that makes him so dominant on clay. Just how is Alcaraz able to maintain this level of performance on the biggest of stages, you must be wondering. Is it his insane level of fitness or his sheer will to be the greatest tennis player ever? Could it be a combination of many factors? It most certainly is. In order to do the things that he's been doing, you simply have to have it all. Let's see just how incredible his form was, displayed in sunny Madrid. Carlos' Madrid run started off very unexpectedly. Being the first seed, he was automatically through into the second round, where he was to face Emil Ruusuvuori. The Finnish player beat Hugo Humbert in 2 consecutive tiebreaks to earn himself a shot at beating the young Spanish superstar. Emil started off the match incredibly strong and managed to take away the first set 6-2 before Carlos was able to find his A-game. The suspense was high as Alcaraz just won the Barcelona Open and was expected to maintain and display his form in Madrid as well. But having lost the first set in just the second round, the pressure was surely huge. But, as he does, Carlos managed to withstand the pressure, put it into 5th gear during the 13-minute-long game at 2-3, and once he did, he beat Ruusuvuori quite easily, with the final score being 2-6, 6-4, 6-2. The next obstacle on his path toward the Madrid Open title was the Bulgarian tennis playboy Grigor Dimitrov. The match started off incredibly well for the Spaniard. He was in the driver's seat right from the start, with whistling forehands, amazing physical ability, and superb shot selection. He was able to take the first set 6-2. The second set, however, wasn't all that easy, as Dimitrov managed to find his game and put up much more of a fight. This match was an incredible showing of athleticism and showmanship from both players, and the crowd was on fire. After a great battle and a series of stunning points, Carlos was able to turn the set in his favor and ultimately win the match 6-2, 7-5. The first so-called real challenge for Carlos came in the 4th round when he was about to face Alexander Zverev. The German is one of the best young players on the ATP Tour currently, and there was speculation that he might be the one to stop Carlos' run. A spectacle of a match was expected, but right from the get-go, it was obvious that Carlos was in a great mood for absolutely dominant tennis that day. What he showed on the court was just a masterclass. The sheer power of all his shots, the way he moved Sasha around, and his shot-making ability was just on another level. Everything was working in unison. It was amazing to watch. Zverev really stood no chance against such a beast that Alcaraz was. The German was in disbelief as he couldn't find his rhythm. But how could you when your opponent is playing much superior tennis? The final score ended up being 6-1, 6-2 after a little more than an hour and 20 minutes. After beating the German in an incredibly convincing fashion, Alcaraz met up with Karen Khachanov for the 3rd ever encounter. Judging by the statistics, since Carlos won both previous matches, he was expected to maintain a 100% win rate over Karen. But this would be no easy task as Khachanov was playing some great tennis in Madrid. The match started off very strong from both sides, with both players serving well and winning their service games. The Spaniard managed to break Karen in the late first set, which led him to winning the first set 6-4. The match was a great display of skill from both sides, with powerful forehands flying constantly. In addition to the sheer power, the shot selection and the overall quality of the game was top-notch. After an intense battle in the second set, Carlos managed to get it over the line in the end thanks to his incredible perseverance and athleticism. The final score was 6-4, 7-5 for Carlitos. This was his 19th consecutive win on Spanish soil. Isn't that incredible? He was set to face Borna Coric, the highest-ranked Croatian tennis player on tour. The suspense was high as Carlos was nearing the title while being in such spectacular form. An intense battle against the Russian Karen Khachanov was a great way for Carlos to keep his game on the highest level for the semi-final match against Borna. During the first 30 minutes of the match, a total of just 4 games were played. That tells you what a battle it was, doesn't it? The score was tied at 2-2 in the first set when Carlos took his opponent's serve. The match was definitely a great showing by both, but Borna simply couldn't keep up with the intensity of Carlos' game, therefore losing the set 4-6. As we all know, it's much easier to play to the best of your abilities when you're a set up. Am I right? Alcaraz just kept playing at the highest level and he used the first break point of the second set at 2-2, just like in the first set. This propelled him into ultimately winning the match 6-4, 6-3, as he was able to break Borna the 3rd time in the final game. Despite the convincing score, the match was far from easy for Carlitos as he was forced to work for each and every point, thus displaying his fitness level and out-of-this-world commitment for every point. Reaching the finals of the Madrid Open on the day of his 20th birthday must feel amazing. That's it now. He's just one match away from defending his title from last year. Did you have any doubts when considering his current form? I certainly didn't. The final match was a very unexpected one. Carlos faced Jan-Lennard Struff. The German got into the main draw as the lucky loser from the qualifying draw. Struff was beaten by Aslan Karatsev in the last round of the qualifiers, but they also met in the semi-finals of the main draw where he was able to get his revenge. He beat Karatsev 4-6, 6-3, 6-4 after a stunning match, which earned him the shot against Carlitos for the ATP Masters 1000 Madrid title. As the Madrid Open was coming to a close, Alcaraz was no longer a teenager as his birthday was on the 5th of May. What a birthday present it would be if he wins the title, he must have been thinking to himself, along with all of his fans. But the match against Struff wasn't going to be easy, as they only played twice up until that point and the score was tied at 1-1. The match was a real chess battle. Carlos kept playing his game of pushing his opponents far away from the court, and then either finishing with a superb winner or a delicate drop shot. After he won the first set after numerous great points, Struff realized that something must change in his game in order to beat Carlos. It's very obvious that his tactic was closing in on the net as soon as possible, and it worked like a charm. Struff was able to take the second set after a gruesome fifth game that lasted a total of 15 minutes. The title was in the air for either to win, but Alcaraz managed to find a way around Struff and ultimately won the match. His dedication, fitness, power, and incredible shot selection came to display in the third set, where once again he was able to dictate the pace and defeat the lucky loser that was on a magical roll. The crowd was cheering out of their minds, and when the match ended, the arena erupted. The final score was 6-3, 3-6, 6-3 in favor of young Carlitos, making this win his 21st victory on Spanish clay. This was his first ATP Tour title as a 20-year-old and his fourth Masters 1000 title. How impressive is that? Despite not having the greatest start to the tournament, Carlos kept his best quality as he previously stated, his mental fortitude at the highest level. Whether he's losing or winning, he just keeps playing his game and doesn't give up. A mind truly only worthy of a champion, fighting for every point like his life depends on it, devoting all of his physical energy towards every single shot he takes. Watching him play is definitely the most intriguing thing in the tennis world currently. It is no secret that Carlos is an insanely great physical condition, but the fact that he's able to keep pushing through long matches with the same intensity is just ridiculous. If you're playing Alcaraz, you will find yourself in a difficult position, as almost every shot you hit will be coming back your way, most of the time much faster than you expect it to. The outright strength of his shots is enough to put his opponents in a defensive position, which puts Carlos in the driver's seat of the game. And if you were to find yourself in that position, chances are you won't be doing so great. However, his power and raw physicality isn't the only advantage that he's got. Want to know what else he's got up his sleeve? Keep watching. We're getting right into it. If your guess was versatility, you're most definitely right. Not only is Carlos more physically capable to overpower his opponents, but he's also incredibly good at outsmarting them. Not only is he a highly intelligent player, but his ability to adapt to his opponent's game is immaculate. In addition to all of this, regarding his shots, he's got them all. Forehands, backhands, slice, drop shots, volleys. He's a very well-rounded player that utilizes the maximum out of what he's got. This is just one of the reasons why most other players struggle with finding a solution to beating him. There are seemingly no weaknesses in his game for them to exploit. Alcaraz and Djokovic are in the same draw for the first time in 2023, and a total of just 5 points separates them. What a show are we about to witness in Rome, aren't we? Novak is the defending champion, but isn't in the greatest shape currently. However, someone definitely is in incredible shape. Any guesses? Yep, you're right, young Carlos Alcaraz. It will surely be an interesting week in the capital of Italy. What do you think? Wouldn't it be amazing to see Alcaraz versus Djokovic in the final of Rome, battling it out? Is Carlos at the peak of his career, or is he just getting started? Will he be able to maintain this level of intensity long enough to become one of the greatest? There are many questions surrounding the young superstar, but one thing is for sure, he's definitely been delivering on the biggest of stages. Aren't we all excited to see what the future holds for Carlitos? If you want a deeper breakdown of his game, make sure to check this video out.